Hey Tube, good morning. Welcome to our series JavaScript Fundamentals. Today we have this problem. It's called two promises. We today talk specifically about the promises. So, giving two promises, promise one and promise two, return a new promise called the promise one and the promise two will both resolve the with a number. Both of them will return a number or resolve a number. The return promise should resolve with the sum of two numbers. So if we look at the input, I guess it's not easy to be understand all of the things, but just we have two promises and we just return one based on these two promises. So before talk about we will find the solutions, let's talk about what is a promise. So physically in JavaScript, a promise is just an object. Everything in JavaScript is an object. It's just an object that represents the eventual completion or failure of any asynchronous operation. And its resulting value, it provides a way to handle asynchronous operation in more elegant way, avoiding the callback hill. And we'll look at the future what is a callback hill, and allowing for more sequential and readable code. So basically a promise can have three states. The promise has, the first state is pending. And in this one, the initial state of the promise, it's the initial one. And when it's created, and the asynchronous operation is still in progress and the promise is neither fulfilled or rejected. The other one have fulfilled. And the state of the promise when the asynchronous operation completes successfully, the promise is fulfilled and the resulting value or undefined is available. We have rejected. And the state of the promise when the asynchronous operation encountered an error or fails, the promise is rejected and the error object is available. And the promise object basically provides methods to handle these states and define the action to be taken with them. So we have then, and we have catch, and we have something called finally. I know this is not famous. Most of you are famous with then and cache, but let's just look about an example. So let's just assume that we have a promise here that called delay, and it just set a timeout. And whenever I call the delay, I just want to give you an example. So whenever I call the delay, I give it a 2000 milliseconds. I have then I cancel the results. If any error happened, I cancel the error. If everything finished, I just make a cleanup. If you're not familiar with the then catch, I guess you may be familiar with the async await. And basically the async await feature is in JavaScript. It's a syntactic sugar basically that allows for more readable and concise handling of asynchronous operations. It is built on top of promises and provides a way to write asynchronous code in more synchronous looking style, making it easier to understand and maintain. So let's take the same example. I want to delete all of that. So I have delay, I have async function, and I'm calling the async function. If you look at this one specifically, I am waiting. It's a wait for delay, await. It looks way more readable than this way. So basically that's it. Okay, we can also use something called a try and catch block. There is a lot of things that you could use. And before I go, I just want to get before I go to the solution, I just want to talk about some of the methods of a promise, because they are important to talk about. Promise dot resolve, and this takes a value as an argument, and this returns a promise that is resolved with the given value if the value is thinnable. We have a promise dot reject, and this returns a promise that is rejected with the given reason. We have a promise dot all, and this is important because we'll use this in our solution. Promise dot all returns a promise that resolves when all the promise in the irritable an array or irritable object have been resolved. We have promise dot race, and returns a promise that returns a promise that resolve or reject as soon as any of the promises in the iterable resolves or reject. We have a thing called all settled, and this one returns a promise that resolves when all promises in the iterable have settled. We have then, and we have catch, and we have finally. We talked about them. I guess this is this is most of the methods that you will need to know. So let's just jump directly into solving the problem. So let's just start by using promise.all. So first of all, I want to have const. Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll have to go back. Yeah, const. Let's call it res1 and res2. So basically, this is a response from the promises. Sorry, before I say const and start doing anything, I just create a try and catch block. And before I say what I continue, I just want to say about the try and catch. So let me create the try and catch and tell you what is it. Try and catch error. Okay. So and I wait for the results for this one and this two. I wait, and the promise dot promise dot all, it will be promise one and promise two. Before I continue, I just want to talk about the try and catch. Basically, in JavaScript, try catch statement is used for error handling and expectation handling. It allows you to catch and handle expectations that might occur during the execution of the block. So basically, if everything was fulfilled, we can exit from the try. If one of the rest was have an error, we just access in the error. So basically, when you have an error, we want to console.log this error, or console.error, I guess. No. Console.error this error, and we want to throw this error. Okay, so So basically we're now saving the response and we're just using the promise.all. And as we said, the promise.all returns a promise that resolves when all the promises in the iterable any array or any iterable object have been resolved. The return promises fulfills with an array of the resolved values in the same order as input. So basically, the promise will resolve with an array and will be in the same input to the promise one. That will be have res1, promise 2, res2, and so on, so forth. And basically, we want to return both of the numbers. So I just want to return res1 plus res2, and I guess that's it. Why? Why? Object is not iterable. Sorry. I in the promise.all we pass the promises as an object, as in an array manner actually later. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope my solution was quite good. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you will never miss a video. If you think that there is any problem with my solution, just feel free to give me a comment so I know what I know basically what should I improve to make my content better and better. So that's it for this video, and see you in future problems.